does. I suspect it has something to do with alarm and time, and it's probably version 2. But besides that, I have no idea what the tweak is about, and you might have lost me as a potential user of your tweak just right here. Now, okay, if we figured out the short description in Cydia, now you can look at the longer tweak description, like the full-on listing, what I call the tweak listing on Cydia. This is where you have like the download button, maybe the price information, the changelog, and all that stuff. You have obviously the basics of the description, and it's a given. You want to give an accurate and clear description of the tweak. You want to be as clear as possible, and here you're not limited in characters anymore. So that doesn't mean you should take like 5,000 words to describe your tweak, but you know, like you have plenty of space to really describe what the tweak does. But maybe even more importantly, you can explain people why they might need the tweak. Because sometimes, you know, I browse the Cydia, and I see this tweak, and I understand what it does. I know exactly what it does, but I'm like, I don't need this. But maybe you can convince me or make me realize I actually need it. Because sometimes I don't know what I need until someone comes up and say, hey, I think you need that. So if you can explain to people, hey, this is what the tweak does, and blah, 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 and this is some good uses you can make out of it. And more often than not, you know, I'm going to learn about a tweak by having the developer tell me how I can use it. So that's something you should look after, really explain not only what the tweak does, but how people might have a need for it that they might even know in the first place. And if you have a very complicated tweak or semi-complicated tweak, you may want to have also an explanation of how to use it. Because, you know, it's great to have a description of the tweak, but if there's a bunch of settings and I'm not sure what the settings do or whatever, it's always good to describe what the tweak does, you know. Obviously, not so obviously, if it was obvious I probably wouldn't be here talking to you about this. Try to, when you have your Cydia description, try to list the device compatibility. Say if it works for what kind of device. Is it for iPhone only? Is it for iPod only? Is it for iPod Touch? Or does it work with iPhone 5S? This is very important information, and that should be towards the top, because that might be something that's going to make me be like, oh, it's not for me. I don't have this device, and I can just skip the tweak altogether. Obviously, you want to have screenshots as well, and more often than not, developers are really good at putting screenshots. Even better than screenshots is putting a YouTube video in there. And this is, I think, the best way to advertise, or not to advertise, but to describe your tweak. You can have the whole description, but a video is definitely going to be worth more than 1,000 words. So you can have, you know, have your buddy or you record the video of the tweak in action and put this in the Cydia description so that people know exactly what the tweak looks like, what it does, and how to use it. We do a bunch of videos on my download blog. You guys probably know Jeff is the guy doing the videos. He's actually going to be here tonight. And sometimes we get a pre-release version of the tweak, and Jeff's going to do a preview, and we're going to publish this on YouTube and on IDB. And some developers actually use our preview video of the tweak in their Cydia description. So it's very flattering, and I think it does a huge favor to potential users who actually see the tweak in action and can make a decision if they're going to download it and pay for it or not. Something very important also in a tweak description is to add a changelog. But maybe even more importantly than adding the changelog is updating it, because it's kind of useless if you have a changelog, it hasn't been updated. Actually, this morning I woke up and I launched Cydia, and I'm going to put someone on the spot just right here, I don't know where he is. I see this as an update for Activator by a guy called Ryan Petrish. He's over there. And the first thing I do, I know he was working on it last night, right across the table from us. And I go there, I scroll right down, and I look at the changelog, and I see the changelog was last updated on March 10 of this year. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna trust Ryan, and I'm gonna update this, obviously. But I don't know what's up with the update. I don't know what's in there. So you're missing out on informing me about what you updated the tweak with. When you're a guy like Ryan, it doesn't really matter because it's kind of a big deal. But you're not gonna think twice. You're just gonna update it, and that's it. But if your tweak is a smaller tweak, or if you're a smaller developer that's not necessarily known in the industry, you might want to be clear and be as forward as possible with that kind of stuff. I've got two examples of very good descriptions. The first one is OXO 2. I think it's one of the best Cydia listings I've seen in a long time. And you can think whatever you want about the tweak itself. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't apply here. At the top, you see device compatibility. So it says it's only for iOS 7.0.x. It's not compatible with iPad. It's like clear from the start. They have like a big bold letter warning saying it doesn't work with a bunch of other tweaks. There might be some compatibility issues here. So this is great because I actually have CC toggles installed, and I want to know that it's not going to work with my CC toggle on my iPhone. And then there's a shorter description, and then they went into the full description of what the tweak does, and they went through each feature of OXO 2 and describe what this feature does. So like the screenshot you see is actually like a third of the actual length of the listing. If you want to have a look at a great Cydia description, this is probably a benchmark. They could have done it better though. They could have added a video like Block 2 did. The developer of Block went way out of his way to create an awesome demo video or promo video for his tweak. And I remember the first time I saw the video, I thought it was some professional ad agency somewhere in London that had made this video, because it was very well done, and it described the tweak a little bit. It really made me want to get the tweak. So you put a few screenshots in there, but the video again was a selling point here in this description. Okay, so we've got a name, we've got a short description, we've got the long description. Now it's about making money, pricing your tweak. Well, Cydia developers are really lucky because actually Cydia is much more flexible than the App Store when it comes to pricing, surprisingly. Cydia lets you use discounts as a marketing tool. So for example, you can say, if you bought my previous tweak, you're going to get a discount on this new tweak. And I find this to be awesome, some way to reward your previous users. Also, too, again, I'm sorry to take the same example, but again, that's a very recent one. That's one that's been standing out today, and they did a great job at the pricing. Also, too, sells for $3.99, right, in Cydia. But if you purchase either the previous iPhone and iPad version, it's only $1.99. Even better, if you purchase both the previous iPhone and iPad version, so both of them, you get the tweak for only 99 cents. That's $3 discount, that's 75% discount on the tweak. So again, I think it's a very nice way to reward your loyal users and show that you actually care about them and you want to keep their business. That's why when you go to the Target or whatever, they send you coupons and stuff like this. That's to reward your business and keep you in. And that's the same way here. I know it's kind of an underground community and whatever. We're not in here for the money, but someone has to actually pay the bills, and it's okay to have like a nice marketing pricing strategy like this. You're not doing anyone any disfavor by doing this. Well, finally, you want to get the word out. Because again, it's great to have the best tweak in the world and the best name and the best pricing structure as you want, but it can be very easy to get lost in Cydia because there's so many tweaks coming out every day and stuff, and themes and icon packs and all that stuff that you can get lost very quickly, especially if you don't reload Cydia for a week, you're going to come a week later, it's going to be like 1,000 new packages in there. So you want to get the word out. You want to make sure people know about your tweak. And the best people to get the word out, it's people like bloggers and YouTubers and whatnot. Like these people are the people that are actually going to make sure that everyone knows and hears about your tweak. So what I'm sharing here is I'm not trying to say this is the best way to do it. Like in everything I'm saying, I'm not saying this is the one way to do it or this is the best way to do it. This is just some like common sense tips that I hope you can implement. But again, you can pick and choose. You don't have to follow any of that stuff. But this is, as a blogger, as someone who's been operating a blog and who's in contact with developers from time to time, that's something I know works best for me. And when people approach me in this way, it works pretty good. So if I was a developer right now and I came up with a new tweak, I would definitely make a list of jailbreak bloggers and learn about their habits, learn about what tweaks they use, learn what they like, learn what they don't like, their pet peeves. You know, I have like tons of little pet peeves that hopefully some of you guys can fix for jailbreak tweaks and stuff. And it's important that you connect with them and explain them why you think they would like your tweak. So for example, if you listen to my podcast, Let's Talk Jailbreak, you might know that I really like byte SMS. I love byte SMS. To me, it's the best, that's the #1 reason I jailbreak. And if you come up to me and say, hey Sebastien, I know you like byte SMS and I like it too, it's a great tweak, but I've been working on this messages app for a long time and I really think you are going to like it. I would like you to try it out. So if you approach me like this, you give me like a personalized message and you're not just like sending me a blast email, I'm going to be like, wow, this guy actually knows me, he knows what I like, he's made an effort really to accommodate me and to offer a custom solution for me. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm actually going to download this and try it and tell him what I think. So this is really like, I know it can be extremely time consuming, but if you target like 3 or 4 or 5 like big like names in the industry, like big bloggers or YouTubers or whatever, you can you know, focus just on them and then have them spread the word, and the smaller bloggers and YouTubers are going to pick it up from there anyway. A great way to do it too is to send pre-release version of the tweak, so bloggers can have a first look at it. We, as bloggers or YouTubers or media people, we like to have exclusivity on some stuff and have first look on stuff, because I guess it's an ego thing, you know, I'm first kind of thing. And we like when people send us pre-release version of their tweaks. Obviously, if it's a small tweak like mail unlimited photos, once again, you know, we're probably not going to do, we don't really care about having a pre-release version, but if it's a bigger tweak, like maybe you're working on a messages application or something, like something that has potential to be big, that'd be nice if you give us a pre-release version, like a working version, and we can make sure that maybe we do a preview of the tweak to start getting some buzz out, and maybe we can get a review, like a full-on review and video ready for the day that your tweak comes out, so that the day the tweak comes out, we can publish our stuff, and you have like a huge marketing effect because the tweak is at the top of Cydia, and at the same time it's on like 4 or 5 blogs. You've done yourself a big favor here, and it's a smart marketing strategy. But it's, you know, it's something you have to keep doing all the time. It's not actually a one-time operation. If your tweak is already on Cydia and it's a paid-for tweak, that'd be nice that you took the time to actually gift me the tweak. And when I say me, I don't say me personally, but whatever reviewer is on your list or blogger, you might want to find out what's the Cydia ID and like put it somewhere safe and remember, you know, on the document so that you never have to ask him again. You just save it, and next time you have a tweak, you just automatically gift it to him, and you send him a tweet or maybe an email saying, hey, Sebastien, I got this cool tweak coming out, or that's out. I already gifted it to you. You can go to Cydia and download it right now for free. Tell me what you say. Tell me what you think. This is a great way. Again, you're removing any kind of friction there might be between me as the reviewer and the tweak itself. If some blog or YouTuber actually releases something on his blog or video channel about your tweak, a great thing to do is to go there and check out the comment section and see what people say about your tweak. You know, it's a great way to collect feedback for free and to answer potential questions people might have or problems. Maybe there's a conflict issue, someone has raised concerns about the tweak or something like that. Some people in the industry are really good at it. The last person I can remember doing this is Surenix, who's somewhere here. When he released Iris, some people liked it, some people didn't like it, but he came in the comment section and mingled a little bit with people, interacted with people, and I think people like this because it shows that the developer cares enough to be here and to hear what they have to say and actually answer to them. So again, you know, it's an ongoing thing. You can't just leave it out in the wild and forget about it and hope everything's going to be fine. You have to interact a little bit with people. If the reviewer that reviewed your tweak actually likes the tweak a lot, you may want to keep him posted about future updates. Again, that works best with like 4 feature tweaks, not so much like the very little tweaks that do just one thing and that's it. But if your tweak is pretty big and it does a bunch of things and you update it and there's a bunch of new features, send an email to the reviewer and say, hey, you liked the first version of the tweak, this says version 1. something or 2.0, whatever. There's some cool new features that I think you're going to like. And chances are, if you like the first version, he's going to like this one, and he might provide you with extra exposure, additional exposure again. He might do another video, he might do another post about the tweak, and like relaunch interest in the tweak. Now, how not to reach out to blogs? Well, or to YouTubers or whoever it is. I just talk in my case scenario here. You don't want to be a stalker, and this is so fucking annoying. This is so annoying, sorry. When you have someone that sends you, and I can understand the reason, but when someone sends you like 200 emails or 200 tweets in a row saying, so I just sent you an email, did you get it? What do you think? Do you like it? Why, chances are if you send me an email once or twice or 50 times, I've probably seen it once, twice, or 50 times already, and the only thing you're gonna do is like annoy me, and I might actually skip it altogether and be like, just leave me alone kind of thing. Now, the reviewer might tell you, well, I got your email, I got your tweet, I checked out the tweak, and I don't think I'm going to cover it. That's not something we're looking for right now. We think it's a little silly, maybe, or something like this. So just be open to criticism. Even if there's no criticism, even if the reviewer says, I don't like it, I'm not going to cover it, even though there's no constructive criticism, just let it be. You can't please everyone 100% of the time. But if I have a good piece of advice to give you is not to be sour and take to Twitter and trash talk the guy or the blog or the YouTuber, the channel, whatever, on Twitter, because this is the best way to get you blacklisted and make sure that your tweet is never going to be reviewed again on the blog or YouTube channel. So just be cool with it. Don't be a dick about it. We're cool. Another thing you can do is to update your tweak regularly. I love going to the App Store and see that one of my favorite apps has been updated. And it's the same way with Cydia. I like this morning when I went to Cydia and I saw Activator was updated, I was like, cool, something new in Activator. People just like this, especially if it's a paid for tweaks. If someone paid for the tweak, you kind of feel entitled to have some kind of update from time to time. So you're going to please people by releasing even very minor updates from time to time. It shows that you still care, you're still involved, you're still working on the tweak, and you haven't given up on it. And again, very importantly, it can lead to additional coverage on blogs and YouTube, because if your update is big enough, well, some bloggers may pick it up again and write a post about it again. I know every time ByteSMS is updated, I just run to my keyboard and write a post about it, because I'm always excited about it. Now, if you have questions or comments, I'd be very happy to answer them, or else you can grab me later and tell me everything about your tweaks.